Hi YouTube, it's me. Today I'm going to explain why Andreas Lubitz, I hope that's the right pronunciation, the German pilot, why he crashed the plane into a mountain, and of course in a fortune-telling perspective. If you don't know who I am, so you can check my channel, you'll see the videos I made. What is human conscience according to fortune-telling theory? I admit those are not high quality videos, but the content is significant. It is not funny, it is not easy to follow, but every few paragraphs I solve something that is usually being discussed by entire book, and those books are still not coming to a clear conclusion. And I tried in the book, I tried to use all the celebrities I know as examples. However, no matter how many examples I included, there always will be an end of the book, and new events will just keep coming out, which is why I will make videos about people's life code on YouTube, and this is an episode 1. So, Andreas Lubitz's life code. The sign is clear for him to die in 2015, which is our point to prove in this episode. But first, let's start with what kind of people is him. Well, this is his life code because he was born in December 18, 1987. No time, so no hour column. Well, the biggest feature is very strong talent because, this is the command position. So this code is twice as strong than other basal code. And one is 100% of water. So this column is very strong. Because he has very strong talent, so he must be a smart person and especially good at talking, such as debating, speech, argument. And actually, he was smarter than he really was because this is a mix of talent. That means he has lots of interest, but hard to dig in one of them. So he was a jack of all trades, but a master of none. Talent is, if you check my video, talent is a discharge of emotion, is showing off. So the motive of everything he did is for other people to see. And according to media, he has a depression problem. That is because his self-code is sitting on the self-code's tomb stage. 2, zodiac 2 is the tomb stage of 8, and that would result in depression problem. And that is actually a piece of note. Let's take a look. So it's here, sitting on own tomb stage. In another word, day column is 1 of 9, 5, 5, 5, 3, 11, 2, 8, 8, 2, 2, 8. That is our situation. That is the person, right? Andreas Lubitz. That would indicate unhappy life. Actually, at the end of the episode, I'll eventually tell you why sitting on tomb stage would make this person depressed. But despite of the depression problem, this Andreas Lubitz must be very good at making friends with people because he has 2 pairs of merge. One is 4, 9. The other is 1 and 2. Having a lot of merge, that means he must be very good at people's relation. So it's actually here. Lots of merge in the structure, 2 or more. He has at least 2 because his hour column is unknown, right? He could have more. That means he's easygoing and popular with other people. So Andreas Lubitz himself is depressed, but with other people, he's actually pretty good at making friends. And according to the media, his eye was not good. He has eye problem, and that also can be proved, can be confirmed by fortune telling. So let's go to the health and the notes about health. Oh, diabetes, we're close. Skinny, eye problem. So these are the factor of having eye problem. These are the notes. Having strong water and weak fire, because fire represents people's eye. So having strong water and weak fire, that means fire being overcome. So that would result in eye problem. Having strong fire and weak water, that would result in eye problem, because that means fire serve as foe. 3 or 4 in year column, 9 or 10 in day or hour column. That means that would result in eye problem, because 3 or 4 are fire, 9 or 10 are water. That would also means, fire being overcome by water. And that is what happened to the person. He has 4 and 9. And Frontline had 3 or 4 and 7 or 8. And also that is Andreas Lubitz. He has 4 and 8, right? And having at least 3 of 1, 12, 6, and 7. And that would result in eye problem, because 1 and 12 are water, 6 and 7 are fire. Having strong water and strong fire would result in the clash between water and fire. And 3 being merged by 8, that would result in eye problem, because fire being merged by something else, fire being merged and become something else, that would also, because fire represents eye, that would also result in eye problem. And that is also what happened to this person. He has 4, which is fire, being merged by 9 and become something else. So that his eye problem can be confirmed. Yes, he does have eye problem, according to fortune telling theory. Okay, let's talk about why he committed suicide. By 2 reasons: favor being crushed and tomb being crushed. I'll talk about why he died in 2015 by 2 aspects. First is because of his favor being crushed. The second is his tomb being crushed. So in the future, I'll assume you have the background knowledge. So I'll just start talking, because I cannot keep coming back to the basics. But not this time. This time I have to start from ground zero, because my book is not published yet, and which is why I know for sure you don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, first I'll show you how to make prediction, how to make a prediction. Is that year good or bad? So to make a time-related prediction, we need 2 references. First is the year, is the time, the given time. The second is the fortune line. So let's start with the time. 2 examples of the year. So it's actually really simple. We can convert every year, every specific time. We can convert it to 2 codes, right? A decimal and a zodiac. And we analyze that 2 codes. If those codes are favor for you, then that's a good year. If those 2 codes are foe for you, then that's a bad year. And there are 2 special occasions. One is called double merge. So if the 2 code of the year double merge with any of your columns, then that usually indicates good, because merge means harmony. And if the 2 codes of the year confirm a beat and crush, that means the decimal code beat each other, one overcome another. The zodiac code crush each other. That's called beat and crush. If the year beat and crush with any of your column, that usually means bad. I mean, usually, it's like police are usually good people, right? That works most of the time. But if you are very good, then we can talk about it, because a double merge sometimes indicates bad, because if your favor is being merged and becomes a foe, that can be good, right? For example, Max Zuckerberg was born at this time. Uh, the most important double merge is month column because, as we know, this is the commander's position. Month column is more powerful than other column. So his month column is 66. The double merge of his month column is 19 because decimal 6 would merge with decimal 1 and the zodiac 6 would merge with zodiac 9. So this 66 would double merge with 19. And 2004 is a 19 year. And that is the year Mark Zuckerberg found Facebook and becoming a millionaire. So that's the good year for him. Which the reason 2004 is a good year for him because the 2004 double merge his career column. And Freddie Adu, Freddie Adu is an American soccer player, best known as a former child prodigy. Now he is generally considered a disappointment because he was very good, but now not living up to the expectations for his career. So just like Mark Zuckerberg, he also has 66, and he has two column 66. So 2004 would double merge his month column as well as his year column because his month column and year column are the same. So 2004 is the best year for him. He became the youngest American ever signed to a major league, and the youngest ever appear in professional sports, the youngest ever to score a goal, and the highest paid in the league. However, as a soccer player, it is not good to achieve too much at the age of 14 because 2004 he was 14. The story of him shows the real good luck is having the good fortune, is that having the good time at the right time. So it's like every dog has its day. Every people have double merge. The real good luck is having double merge at the time you need it, just like Mark Zuckerberg did, right? So that's the year. The year is simple. See if the year is good for you or it is bad for you. And let's go to another reference called the fortune line. Fortune line is two numbers, like the year, right? A decimal and a zodiac, just like another column. So if you are an odd man, or even if your first number is odd and you are a male, or your first number is even and you are female, your fortune lines are the next numbers of your month column. So if your column is 1, 1, then your fortune line is 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6. Right? If you're male and your first number is odd, first number means decimal year. And if your first number is even and you are male, or if your first number is odd and you are female, then your fortune line are the previous numbers of your month column. So if your month column is 99, and if you are male and your fortune and your first number is even, so your fortune line will be 88, 77, 66, 55. So very easy, right? For example, this code. So she's a female and she first number is odd. So we need to go backward from her month column. Her month column is 10-2. So her fortune line is 91 because that's a previous number of 10-2. And 812, that's the previous number from 91. 711, 610, 59, 48, 37, etc. So every column represents 10 years. And the other thing we need to learn is there's actually a starting time of fortune line. We need to figure out because fortune doesn't start automatically after birth. So how to calculate? If you are a male and your first number is odd, or you are female, your first number is even, that means your fortune line goes forward from your month column, right? You need to figure out how much time between your time of birth and the starting time of the next month, or we can say the end of this month, and figure out how much time in between. And 3 days converted, if you have 3 days in between, that's 1 year. 1 days convert to 4 months, and 1 hour convert to 5 days, and that is how much time fortune takes effect on you. So if your fortune lines are the next numbers of your month column. You need to figure out how much time between your time of birth and the end of the month. And if your first number is even and you're male, or your first number is odd and you're female, that means your fortune line is the previous number of your month column. You need to count the time backward to the previous point. So from the time of your birth to the starting point of your month, of the month. So if you let's say if I need to go backward, that means I'm a male and my first number is even, right? For example, I'm 2. And I was born in let's say a zodiac 2 month, and I was born let's say 3 days after the 3. So if I count backward from the time of my birth to the starting point of the second month, there's 3 days. So my fortune start at the age of 1. So it's actually not hard, but a little bit complicated. So the convert rule is the same. 3 days convert to 1 year. 1 day is converted to 4 months. So let me give you some example of fortune lines. And we know this person, Jessica Alba, was born at this time, which is why this is her life code. And this is her fortune line. Let me explain the chart of the fortune line. Jessica Alba's birthday is April 28, which is the 5 month. And the end of the 5 month is May the 5th. So from April 28 to May the 5th, approximately 7 days in between. So it converts to 2 years and 4 months, because 3 days equalize to 1 year. That's 6 days, that's 2 years. And the other day convert to 4 months. So Jessica Alba's fortune start at the age of 2. So this is her age. At the age of 2, she works in, because she is a female and even female. So we go forward. 9-5, and her first step of fortune is 10-6, 1-7, 2-8, 3-9, right? At the age of 2, which is 1987, she walked into the judge fortune. We say that's a judge fortune because 10 is 3's judge. Okay, so in the first, what kind of person is Jessica Alba? Jessica Alba is very weak. Collector, a weakening code. Slaughter is weakening code. Gourmet is weakening, and judge is weakening. So she is overall weak. So which is why in the first fortune she was not good, because judge is weak, right? Which is why obviously Jessica Alba is overall weak, and her first fortune is judge, another weakening character, which is why her her childhood was pretty bad. And this is entirely quoted from Wikipedia. During childhood, she suffered from this and this and this, a lot of illness and something. And her bad fortune didn't last long. He went into strengthening fortune in 1993. That's her second fortune, which is 1-7, right? 1 is Al. Al would strengthen her, and 7 is her is her pirate. Zodiac 7, so it's strengthening and strengthening. So this is not good. And 1997, she walked into a favored fortune, which is why in 1997 her luck started to rise. So she played a role in the movie. That was her first movie, and her name was on the top of the actors list, and she became a star since then. So we can see exactly when her fortune started to rise. That's Jessica Alba. And to compare, let's see Naomi Watts. Naomi Watts is very strong. Guardian is strong, Pirate is strong, Comrade is strong, Comrade is strong, Owl is strong. So all her characters are strengthening characters. So she is a very strong-minded woman. She's very independent. She's very strong inside. So unlike Jessica Alba's success in her early age, Naomi Watts is known as a struggling actress. She began acting career at the age of 15, and not very successful. She became a top-line actress after 2005 movie King Kong. When people saw her as a new star, she was actually, 37. The reason is because she is overall strong. No doubt she is a very determined, strong-minded woman. As a strong person, the strengthening characters are full. So let's see her fortune. Pirate is strong. Pirate is strengthening. Owl is strengthening. Guardian is strengthening. Slaughter is favored. So this chunk of her fortune was not good, and from here to here is good. So life, her fortune start to rise in 2005. So because that's when the weakening fortune start to kick in, because weakening is what she needed, right? And so she started with pirate fortune at the age of 7. At the age of 7, she started her fortune. Pirate, that's not good, that's strengthening. Then owl, then guardian, took another 20 years. And when the favored slaughter come in 2005, she's already 37. Pretty late for an actress, right? Okay, that's fortune line. And talking about fortune lines, I like to use people in showbiz as example because they're actors and because their success are more depend on luck. So most of the time, what they don't have are not abilities but chances, which is why I made these two examples. One is Jessica Alba, the other is Naomi Watts. And now let's go back to Andreas Lubitz. I said the first reason he's dead is because his favor is being crushed. And first, let's learn some example of favor being crushed. Two examples. I will make two examples. Every topic I will make two examples. I have two examples of favor being crushed. The first one is Alan Turing. He has exact date of birth, time of birth, which is why we got the hour column for him. Turing has too much fire as authority in his life code because fire, and these two fires, and this fire take the command, which is why the water in the year column and these two in the hour column as favor, because they could control the power of authority. Guardian would merge. Guardian would turn because authority would grow guardian, and guardian would grow the self code. And this is talent. Talent would overcome fire. So the favor is this column and this two. So these three code are favor. Water has strong support in 9 and 10 fortune. These two fortune, water. This column is water sitting on water. Water has good support for in 9 and 10 column. In 9 and 10 fortune because 9 and 10 are metal. Metal would grow water. And in the 11, favor was being support, making very successful scientist and a code breaker. And Turing died in the 11th fortune. That is because 9 and 10 are metal. Metal would support this water, and this water would control the power of this fire. 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 fire codes. That is good, right? And this fortune 11 fortune water lost the ground because it stopped generating water and the ability to control authority. And June the 7th of 1954, that's the date of Turing's death, was 7th day of the 7th month of the 7th year. This 777 crushed 1 because zodiac 7 crushed zodiac 1, and the fortune 11 crushed 2. Turing died because he has 2 fortune. He has 2 favor. This favor and this is favor. 1 is being crushed by 777. By the year is 7, the month is 7, the date is 7, and I think the hour is 7. He was dead in 7 hour means the noon, but he was found in the next day, so it's We don't know when did he committed suicide, but a high chance it is 7 years, 7 months, 7 days, and 7 hours. Because 7 will crush this favor, and then this 9 would lose the ground, would lose the root, right? You know, root is very important. And this 2 is crushed by this. 2 and 11 will crush. So both of his favor being crushed result in his death. Turing is dead because this 11 crushed this 2. And 777, maybe 4 sevens crush this 1. So both of his favor being crushed, that is the cause of Turing's death. And let's look at another example of a favor being crushed, resulting in people's death. That is Isoroku Yamamoto, the Japanese marshal. This Japanese marshal, he in World War II, right? So in the slaughter pirate structure, so he has a slaughter and pirate structure. This is slaughter, slaughter, and slaughter. 3, 1, 2, 3 slaughter, and pirate. And pirate has comrade. Comrade and pirate are strength, right? This pirate has comrade in the front line, and these 2 rebels could overcome slaughter and acting as. But anyway, I'll just read. In the slaughter and pirate structure, if pirate is stronger, then slaughter survives favor, and if slaughter is stronger, then pirate survives favor, because choosing favor and foe is all about balancing, and the slaughter is weakening and pirate is strengthening. So if the weakening is stronger, then strengthening survives favor, and if the vice versa. The question is, which one is stronger? Is it the slaughter or is it a pirate? So the pirate take the command and is 100% wood, right? Because he has soft-cold wood, and pirate is wood. 4 is 100% wood, and slaughter, it has 2 roots. This slaughter has 1 root here and then another root here. So which one is stronger? Is this pirate or is this slaughter? In my opinion, the slaughter is stronger because there is no water in the Yamamoto's life code. So the strength has no support. So he has no shield to support the strength. No shield at all. And the authority has no expense. So the slaughter has nothing to generate. So when the 2 things seems like very strong, you need to have a dynamic vision to judge which one is actually stronger. Which is why as a result of that, rebel is a favor because it will overcome slaughter and protect pirate. Because when the slaughter is overcoming pirate, rebel is overcoming slaughter. That means protecting the pirate, keep his life code balancing. That means pirate is weaker. That means pirate is favor and slaughter survives foe. When does he die? He died because his plane is being shot down in 1948. In 1943, that was a 10-8 fortune and that was a 10-10 fortune and 10-8 year. What are the 2 tens, decimal tens? The shield. Shield coming out appears to put rebel in control because the rebel, they can overcome the slaughter, and shield are coming out to control the rebel. So the rebel lost the power to overcome the slaughter, and the slaughter got support from Earth. The year is 8. 8 is Earth. Earth would generate slaughter. Slaughter is that's metal. Earth generates metal. Slaughter is being stronger, and the favored pirate 4 was getting crushed and beat by the favored 10 because 4 and 10 would crush and merge by the year 8. 8 and 4 would merge. So the pirate 4, the root of the pirate, is being is being attacked by both the fortune and the year. The year would merge it and become something else, and the fortune would crush it and become, and crush it. So the slaughter win and the pirate loss. The collapse of the structure caused his death. So the reason Yamamoto died because his favor being crushed. His favor is this 4. This 4 is being crushed by this 10. 4 and 10 would crush, right? And if this 4 is strong because it is 200% power is taking the command, and so he didn't die exactly at the year 1934, but this 4 is also being merged. When this 4 is also being merged by the year, then this 4 cannot hold on. So when this 4 being defeated, and his entire structure collapse. So that is why Yamamoto died. So which is why when the root of pirate, I was wrong. When the root of pirate 10 being crushed by the year 4, the owner lost her life. Oh, that's Amy Winehouse. So let's go back and see what happened to Andreas Lubitz. Andreas Lubitz, there are more than one way to decide favor and foe. For example, he was born in winter. That's 1 month. That's winter. So fire and wood serve as favor in the year column serve as favor, which is why he was born rich. But overall, fortune telling is about balancing. So the key of his life code is the year column, the date column, because the 2 contain 10% of metal. That's the only root of the self code, and all this chunk is weakening. Slaughter is weakening, gambler is weakening, rebel is weakening, and this is talent is weakening. The only thing to sustain the structure is this owl. So this 2 is very important. Okay, so let's see the fortune. We need to see the fortune and the year both. We need to see the fortune. The fortune is actually not bad because 10 is the root of 8. 10 is 100% metal, but this 10 is also being crushed by this 4. 10 and 4 crush, as we just talked about. 10 and 4 crush. So this fortune provide him as a root, but immediately being crushed by this 4. So it's actually bad because actually writing in the book, having favor and being defeated is worse than having no favor, and having a perfect structure is not good. It's not the best thing. The bad thing is having a flawed structure, and the fortune make it up to it. So this thing is having a good something good, and then being defeated is actually worse than having nothing good. So this 10 is being crushed by this 4. So that's one favor being crushed, and the other favor is 2. Let's see how this 2 being crushed. This 2 is being crushed by the year. 2 and 8 would crush. Oh, sorry. This 2 is being crushed by the year 8. So the cause of his death is this favor provided by the fortune being crushed, and this favor and also being crushed by the year. And the year is actually 2/8. It's actually a beat and crush, because 8 and 2 would crush, and 2 decimal 8 and 2 also beat, also construct a beat. You remember I was talking about double merge is good usually, and beat and crush is bad. Especially this year, beat and crush the most important column, because this column sustains the whole structure. Because all these are weakening. This is the only strengthening in this life code. So this favor being crushed by the year that resulted in his death. And because in the Alan Turing's example, we usually don't look at the date. But the suicide person, we need to look at the date because suicide, the date is very important. The time of death, the date of Andreas Lubitz's death is March 24, 2015. It's a 28 year, 4 6 months, and 2 12 day. So this is a 4 month. Double 4 crushes 10. Most importantly, it constructs a triple merge. 12, 4, and 8 would merge and become wood. And wood, this three wood, wood, and this wood, and the wood it merged out. That's a huge wood because that's a three-code merge, and become wood would overcome because wood would overcome favor, would overcome this out 6 6, and this is also favor, right? Because he need is strengthening. He needs strengthening to keep him strong, and being overcome by this super strong wood. The reason he chose that day to kill himself is because the three code merge and become wood, and wood serve him as foe, and which is why, and actually wood is a major foe. As overall weak, authority is the number one foe, but not in his case because he has Ao. Ao has the main favor. If authority comes out, Ao can turn that authority to help the self code because authority would grow shield, and shield would grow the self code. So his number one foe is wood as money, right? Because money would not only weakening the self code but also would overcome the shield. So this two is his number. So the most powerful weakening character for him is money, and this day is when money reached the peak, is the strongest. So that's the one reason he's dead, because his main favor is being crushed by the fortune and the date and the year and the date. So which is why the year is worse for him, and the date is worse for him, and the fortune is worse for him. So if that is not his last date, then when is his last date? So that's which is why he lost his life in that day. And we also have an example of Amy Winehouse here. I put this example here to explain Yamamoto. Why? Because I want to show you another example of the code taking the command. Usually is the strongest, but sometimes it can be the underdog. So that's what happened to Yamamoto, and also what happened to Amy Winehouse. So Amy Winehouse, on the appearance, Slaughter is strong enough because it's taken the command, and this 10 is 100% of metal. It looks strong, but actually in this particular life code, it is weak, because all the other code, including the self code, are the enemy of Slaughter. For example, the shield. The shield is also just like the Slaughter here. It also has two roots to support this shield, and this shield it can almost as strong as the Slaughter. It can weakening the Slaughter because the Slaughter have to grow this shield, and this is the and this is a talent. Talent would overcome Slaughter, and the self code is the money of the Slaughter. So the Slaughter is being against by all the code here. So the Slaughter need to grow the shield to resist talent and attack strength, and it has no support from money because money would generate Slaughter, just like in Yamamoto's case. Nothing, although it is strong, but nothing there to support this strong stuff. There is no shield to support this pirate, and so is here. There's no money to support this Slaughter, which is why this Slaughter is actually the weak, and which is why the Slaughter is the service favor. Just like animal in the nature, it doesn't matter to have predator, and the species can develop as soon as the food is efficient. And without any help or support, even a strong lion is not matched for a client of hyenas. So this is strong, but no support. So this is actually the weak in this structure, which is why Amy Winehouse died in 2011. 2011 is an 8-4 year. The fortune is 1-1. Also, no support no support to the slaughter. Moreover, shield is getting already very strong, and the fortune is keeping making it stronger and stronger, and the slaughter weaker and weaker. And when the root of slaughter 10 being crushed by the year 4, 2011 is a 4 year. This 4 would crush this 10. Which is why the owner lost her life. Amy Winehouse died in 2011 for 2 reasons. One is the year 4 crush the root of the favor 10. The other is she went into this 2011 is she went into this fortune pirate. Pirate would make the slaughter the weakest because one is 100% of guardian, and this one is pirate. So no help to slaughter, no help to the authority, but making all the enemies of this authority stronger and stronger, which is why the fortune is not good. The fortune was not good. The year was not good, and when the crush comes, she just died. She just dies. I assume you know who Amy Winehouse was. Okay, that is our examples of favor being crushed. And I will explain why Andreas Lubitz lost his life in another perspective, which is another reason Andreas Lubitz lost his life because his tomb is being crushed. And first, let's learn what is tomb. Tombs are 2, 5, 8, and 11. 2 is a metal tomb, 5 is water tomb, 8 is wood tomb, and 11 is fire tomb. Tomb means store away the element, therefore it represents storage, restrict, close, imprison, hide, and end. That means hide, right? People hide stuff because they feel unsafe. So people who have tombs are heavy-minded. People sit on their own tomb. That's what we have already what I have already showed you, especially haunted by fear because their own tomb is right underneath their feet. First, Andreas Lubitz, he is sitting on his own tomb because his self-code is metal and 2 is metal tombs. So 2 is metal tombs, and so is Jonathan Brandis. I assume you know who is Jonathan Brandis. He also is his self-code sitting on his self-code's own tomb because 2 is wood and 8 is wood tomb, right? 2 is wood and 8 is wood tomb, and like Andreas Lubitz is 8-2. 8 is metal and tomb is metal tombs. So if we go back to the notes, where are we? I actually showed you the note. Sit on own tomb stage. Day column is one of this. Is include 8-8 and 8-2. And 2-8 is Jonathan Brandis, and 8-2 is Andreas Lubitz. So let's go back to first. Let's use example. I will use example to show what is tomb. First example is Jonathan Brandis. So Jonathan Brandis, when does he die? He died in 2003, right? 2003 is 10-8 year. 8 is Brandis' tomb. Unfortunately, 2008, it was also the year he stepped into the 2-8 fortune. So he already has a tomb he already sees on the tomb, and the year is tomb, and the fortune is tomb. So he lost the will to live. Brandes actually committed suicide by hanging himself because his sorrowness just tripled. Because he sits on his tomb. He sits on his tomb. That means, like we learned, unhappy, and the fortune comes out with a tomb, and his unhappiness doubled, and the year come out with a tomb, and so his unhappiness tripled. And the reason of Andreas Lubitz, his reason of death because his tomb is being crushed. And tomb being crushed is another reason. It's another common reason that people die. Because if a tomb being crushed, then the thing in the tomb will come out. Because tomb react to crush very violently. If something crushes the tomb, then the thing in the tomb will come out. So I will show example of tomb being crushed. Benito Mussolini. So Mussolini's self-code is wood, because 1 and 2 are wood, right? And the overwhelming character is money, because 1 money, 2 money, 3 money, 4 money, all the basal line is money. His authority also is very, very strong because it has 5 money to grow. This 4 money and this 5 money would grow this judge. Where are we? But the real special thing about Benito Mussolini is, despite the self-code obvious vulnerability, because his self-code is very weak, it has help from this guardian, but all this money are weakening. Money are very strong weakening character. Although he is very weak, he actually has 3-8 code that contains wood in tomb, like we learned. 8 is the wood tomb, and Brandes has 2, that's wood, and 8 is the wood tomb. So Benito Mussolini has 1 root concealed in the tomb, 2 root concealed in the tomb, and 3 root concealed in the tomb. So in another word, he has multiple roots hidden beneath, therefore won't be beaten completely, allowing the self-code to sustain under the strong foe's attack. And Benito Mussolini's early fortune was rich in fire that grows money. So because money is the major foe, right? 6 and 7 are fire, and 4 and 3 are fire, right? In his fortune, in his early 3 fortunes, these 3 are fire, and this is earth, and this is earth, and the 4 actually grows fire, right? 4 is fire, right? So the early fortune was not good because his major foe is money, and his early fortune keep growing that major foe. So his early life was tough, and he was because his early fortune was not good. He was expelled from several schools and served some prison time. And then he stepped into 2-4 fortune. 2-4 fortune was the greatest support fortune line could provide to Mussolini, because 2 and 4 are both 100% wood. Because you will remember 4 is 100% wood. That would serve him as favor, helping because he is overall weak, helping the weak self-code to stand strong. So the most thing this self-code need is great support, because there are too much money. So the 2-4 is the greatest support that Mussolini could have. So the 2-4 fortune comes at the age of 36, 1920, which is in this helping the weak self-code to stand strong. So in this fortune, he went straight to the highest level and become the prime minister of Italy. So just like I said, having a perfect life code doesn't indicate the greatest success. The greatest achievement mostly come when the life code have obvious shortage and the fortune can fill the gap. So he has obvious shortage, which is too weak, and this fortune provide the strongest support to him, which is why he made from a newspaper reporter, from a soldier, straight to the highest level to become the leader of Italy. 2020 is the year he started to form his Nazi party, and 2021 he already become the prime minister of Italy. Why he's from the lowest position shoot to the highest position? Because his fortune was too good. Okay, to return to Mussolini, his next fortune 1-3 was also wood city on wood, so he continued to be leader of the country, And the next fortune 10-2 was too bad for Mussolini because his original favor was concealed in the tomb of this 8 and this 8 and this 8, but 8 would crush with 2. Zodiac 8 would crush with Zodiac 2, and when 2 and 8 crush, all his crucial hidden wood was coming out, so Mussolini was executed and his corpse was displayed. So Mussolini is worst because his favor is contained in the tomb. So his worst fortune is not let's say money. It is not that awaken him the most but the code that would crush the tomb. Actually, two contains a little bit of water that serve him as good, but the most importantly, why 2 is the worst fortune for Mussolini? Because 2 would crush this crucial tomb of wood, and when the tomb being crushed, the thing in the tomb come out. In his case, the thing is wood, his own root. His own root was crushed and come out, resulting in his violent death. So we know Mussolini has 2 good fortunes, and this is too bad, and he died, right? And another examples of a tomb being crushed is Li Hongzhang. Li Hongzhang is Chinese politicians of the late Qing dynasty. Clearly, he's too strong because pirates sit on pirate, and there are 2 shields to grow this self-code. So he's too, so he was too strong. So this wood tomb serves as favor because this is the only thing. This is the only, if we don't see the hour column, this is the only weakening character. So I'll skip all that. So when does Li Hongzhang die? Li Hongzhang died in 1902. It's a 2-2 year. Why he died? Because this Zodiac 2 crushed this Zodiac 8. Because this 2 crushed this 8, and this 8 is the only favor, only weakening code, only favor in his life code, and resulting in his death. That and this is the Li Hongzhang's tomb, right? And 2 is wood, and 8 contains wood. So so this shows how serious the consequence of tomb being crushed could be. So let's go back to Andreas Lubitz. So he is A2. So 2 is a metal tomb. So he has his own root concealed in the tomb. And he died because 2 was being crushed by this 8. When this 8 coming out, his own tomb being crushed. So usually when a person's tomb being crushed, the consequence is very serious. So combine these 2 reasons, Andreas Lubitz's tomb being crushed and Andreas Lubitz's favor being crushed. So in the fortune-telling's point of view, Andreas Lubitz is supposed to die in 2015. And why this day? Because this day construct a triple, 3-code merge to the major four. So actually, I understand. I don't know if I explained very clearly, but I'll say it anyway because when time passes, when you become better, you will eventually understand what I'm talking about. Okay, so that's our today's episode. Why Andreas Lubitz chose to, clash on the mountain. And bye bye.